Many years ago, in an isolated village in Japan, there lived a young woman named Akiko. She was known throughout the village for her beauty and kindness. Her family was overjoyed when her wedding was arranged to the man she loved, a noble samurai named Hiroshi. Their love was the talk of the town, a rare union of passion and destiny that seemed blessed by the gods themselves. The day before their wedding, the village buzzed with excitement. Akiko, radiant with joy, prepared for her big day. But as night fell, the air grew heavy with an unspoken tension. Hiroshi, returning from the neighboring province where he had gone to finalize preparations, was ambushed by a group of rogue bandits. Despite his skills, he was overwhelmed and struck down in a violent skirmish. The devastating news reached Akiko only hours before the ceremony. She was already adorned in her pure white wedding kimono, a symbol of new beginnings and eternal love. Overcome by grief, her world shattered in an instant. Unable to bear the pain of living without Hiroshi, Akiko took her own life that very day, still dressed as a bride. Not long after the tragedy, strange occurrences began to plague the village. Residents reported hearing soft weeping echoing through the forest at night, the mournful sound carrying on the wind like a haunting lullaby. Some claimed to see a figure dressed in a white kimono wandering near the shrine where Akiko and Hiroshi had planned to marry. Her face was obscured by the traditional bridal veil, but her presence exuded a chilling sorrow. Fishermen spoke of seeing her reflection in the still waters of the nearby lake, even when no one stood on the shore. Children, too young to understand the tragedy, recounted tales of a kind woman who appeared in the fields, asking if they had seen her beloved Hiroshi. But when the children's parents went to investigate, there was no one there. At the heart of the village stood the shrine where Akiko's wedding was meant to take place. Over time, it became a site of fear and reverence. Flowers placed there in her memory would wither overnight, as if touched by an unseen frost. A bell hung near the shrine began to ring at odd hours, despite the stillness of the air. One villager, a daring youth named Takashi, claimed he would uncover the truth of the legend. On a dare, he ventured to the shrine one moonlit night, armed with nothing but a lantern and his bravado. Takashi never returned. Days later, his body was found at the edge of the forest, his face frozen in an expression of utter terror. His lantern was clutched tightly in his hands, its flame long extinguished. After this incident, the villagers erected barriers of salt around the shrine, a traditional ward against spirits. But even this did little to deter the ghostly bride. Her presence persisted, and her grief seemed to seep into the land itself, causing crops to fail and livestock to grow sickly. One day, a wandering monk arrived in the village. He had heard of the ghost bride's tragic tale and offered to help put her soul to rest. The villagers, desperate for relief, agreed. The monk, armed with sacred sutras and a bell of purification, made his way to the shrine under the cover of darkness. As he approached, the air grew frigid. The weeping began, soft at first, then rising to a heart-wrenching wail. The ghost of Akiko appeared before him, her form ethereal yet vivid. She clutched the hem of her kimono, her veil fluttering as if moved by an unseen wind. "Why do you linger in this world, child?" the monk asked, his voice calm yet firm. Through her tears, Akiko whispered, "I wait for Hiroshi. We were to be together forever." The monk chanted prayers, his words weaving a barrier of light around him. He explained to Akiko that Hiroshi had long since passed into the next world, and that her spirit's torment was causing harm to those she had once loved in life. He held up a mirror, said to reveal the true nature of spirits. Akiko's reflection showed her own sorrow and anguish, her face twisted in grief. Seeing this, she wailed one final time before vanishing into the night, leaving behind only a single white lily where she had stood. The village slowly returned to normal. The crops flourished once more, and the eerie weeping ceased. The shrine remained, now a place of quiet reflection rather than fear. Villagers began to leave offerings of lilies, honoring Akiko's memory and the love she had for Hiroshi. Some say her spirit finally found peace, reunited with her beloved in the afterlife. Yet, on rare nights when the mist rolls in thick and the moon casts a ghostly glow, travelers passing near the village claim to see a lone figure in a white kimono standing by the lake. She doesn't speak or move, simply gazing into the water as if waiting for someone. The villagers say it's Akiko, keeping her eternal vigil for Hiroshi, her tragic love story echoing through the ages. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out the next video now playing on your screen. Until next time, and good luck sleeping tonight.